Tom Taylor and Trevor Hairsine unleash Darkseid as the heroes of Earth 2 begin to fight back against the Unliving God as he makes his first move on a defenseless and weakened universe. Tom Taylor fully unleashes Darkseid and his new anti-life powers this issue with a chunk of story plot that gets right back into all of the gory and shocking violence one has come to expect from this series and from Tom Taylor in general. Tom also started paying off things he'd set up in Dead Planet, the previous series, like Barda and Scott's son Jacob free and the fate of New Genesis, continuing to showcase just the utter futility anyone has against the anti-life virus, as it will take even the strongest heroes and villains alike. Doesn't matter about your affiliation or anything, you're just meat to it. Tom also getting to write Sinestro again after making him such a great character in Injustice was a lot of fun, and of course it ended exactly how I assumed it was going to end, but what I didn't expect was Darkseid getting yet another buff to his already pretty OP stats, and that is getting a yellow lantern ring, making him even more of an unstoppable force. Again, I'm kind of reminded about Tom's time on Injustice when he gave Superman the Sinestro core ring and how OP he was when that happened, so I'm very much looking forward to seeing what Darkseid does with that power. I'm looking forward as well to seeing what Superman and the other heroes working with Brainiac is going to be like, especially with Tom getting to explore a good guy Superman who will do anything, including teaming with former villains of his, to stop all life from ending. That's kind of a cool premise, and it's happened before, but it's always really fun seeing him having to put aside all the differences and just team with all these people for the survival and betterment of humanity and the people of the universe as a whole. There's a great desperateness to the hero's plan, and I'm looking forward to seeing what zany, out of left field surprises Tom has in store for us in the coming issues. Trevor Hairsine again outdoes himself in the violence depiction department this issue, especially after the first issue, which was a lot more cleaner in terms of death and destruction. There wasn't really quite a lot of shocking stuff that happened in that issue since it was all sort of set up, but here he gets to go completely ham with tons of deaths and gruesome people being exploded and everything, and I love the gory suddenness of the work it captures from the script, and there isn't ever any real build up to the violence. It just happens and it's all very fast, and his art really captures that really well, and you're left shocked just as well as the heroes are left shocked, and it's almost like how real violence is, how it can just suddenly happen. DCEASED War of the Undead Gods issue 2 was another fantastic issue that unleashed Darkseid and his new form onto the universe properly, with great fast-paced and twist-filled writing and grimy and gory artwork to complement it. I'm going to give this issue a 10 out of 10. DCEASED War of the Undead Gods issue 2 finds Big Barda and Mr. Miracle en route back to their new home on New Genesis, with Barda thinking about how big their son Jacob has gotten. She knows that he could be angry with them, but Scott thinks he'll be angrier with him since he avoided being a parent all those years because of the guilt he felt in Barda being taken, and at least she was dead. The heroes step through the portal to find all of the Celestial City in ruins. Barda calls for Jacob as they see a black and red boom tube nearby. Barda heads for it, thinking her son is on the other side, disregarding Scott's plea not to step through it, but she puts her hand in. Suddenly, the Black Racer pulls Barda away from the portal just in time as her entire hand is eaten down to the bone by the mysterious portal. Racer knows that she will heal in time thanks to being a god, as he explains to the couple that Darkseid is responsible for this. Scott knows that Darkseid is dead, and the Racer agrees, but he is now unliving, and all that weren't killed are agents of anti-life now, and the mother boxes have been infected with the anti-life virus, so now they only ferry the dead and unliving. Racer calls them doom tubes now as Barda asks where they lead, as on Karuga, Darkseid lays waste to the world, burning everyone it sees as soldiers race to defend their home, but they are all killed by Orion. A distress signal is sent out and soon it reaches Warworld where Sinestro and the Sinestro Corps reside. Akilo notes how the people sound afraid, and Sinestro tells his corps that they are moving to save the planet from death. On Earth 2, Guy Gardner can't believe that Superman would want to work with Brainiac, knowing that he even thinks it's a bad idea to team with the poster boy of galactic genocide. Brainiac understands their hesitance and distrust, offering Superman up the bottled city of Kandor as a show of good faith. Batman asks why he's willing to give up the last surviving city of Krypton, so the Coluan says that he collects knowledge, and if the universe dies, knowledge dies with it, and despite his immense power, Darkseid ripped him in half like he was nothing. So unless they can stop him, the undead gods will spread the anti-life across the entire universe. Guy doesn't believe the self-proclaimed 9th level intellect is right about the universe ending, thinking himself smarter than the villain, but Lois asks how they can fight this. Guy doesn't like the president is buying into this, but Superman reminds him that he was dead for 5 years and was an agent of anti-life, so he knows they are facing the end of it all, and he will do anything to protect the spark in the universe. Brainiac knows that they need to hurry since the odds dwindle as they talk, but Clark finds them irrelevant since they will reach out to every ally they have in the universe and fight back. Sinestro and the Sinestro Corps meanwhile besiege Karuga, unleashing Warworld's power onto the planet, but it's blocked by the Green Lantern Corps led by his daughter Soranik, who thinks that he is attacking their world. Arkello demands the Lanterns get out of their way as Kyle is alerted to an incoming threat. However, it's too late as Kyle is smashed away by the unliving Supergirl, who along with her corrupt mother box blasts towards Warworld, planting the box on its surface. The box's power is unleashed and it begins infecting Warworld, bringing it under Darkseid's control as it blows Arkello to pieces, attacking the rest of the Sinestro Corps. Soranik collects the injured Kyle as Sinestro tells his daughter that Darkseid is coming, and the father and daughter combine their powers to combat the arriving Darkseid, holding his Omega beams at bay, but Supergirl smashes right through them, disrupting the Lantern's attack. Sinestro is caught by Darkseid, and as the Unliving God squeezes, Sinestro tells his daughter to live so she can free Karuga. Darkseid rips Sinestro's head off as Kyle tells Soranik that they need to get reinforcements, stopping Orion from attacking her as they speed off into the cosmos. Sinestro's ring leaves its master, scanning for a replacement as it comes to Darkseid, finding he has the ability to instill great fear. Darkseid takes command of the power ring, knowing everything fears the end of life.